Coming up on Michigan Replay, the Wolverines open up with a victory over Northern Illinois. We'll have highlights. We'll also learn with the team about tradition and how to sing the victors. And we'll look ahead to an early season showdown as we scout the Irish of Notre Dame. All that and more coming up next. Michigan Replay with Lloyd Carr is brought to you in part by Abso Pure Water, delivering quality bottled water since 1908. By State Farm, providing insurance and financial services. And by Chevrolet. Chevy drives the Motor City. See your Detroit area Chevy dealers today or log on to DetroitAreaChevyDealers.com. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Michigan Replay. The Wolverines open the season with a 33-17 victory over Northern Illinois. Really a good opener against, I think, a pretty darn good offensive team. Northern Illinois, Joe Novak and those running backs that's a pretty solid team.
Jim, very tough physical team. And it was a good opener. It was, we did a lot of good things. We did some things that were not so good. I think typical of an opener, but a lot of things to work on, that's for sure.
I think some people get the idea that an opener against Northern Illinois, quote, a MAC team, it should be 52-10 or something like that. This team, I think, is better than that.
Well, I think they are too. There's no doubt in my mind that they're going to have a good season. They're extremely well coached and guys that very, very good offensive line and a very good back.
Yep, and there's one thing about this game, I think, for your team. In a first game, offensively, I thought execution-wise, you couldn't get much better.
Well, Jim, that's one of the things we talked about early in the week is getting ahead, making Northern Illinois a ball possession team play from behind, and we were able to do that.
Well, early in your first possession, you go on a 14-play drive, man, this is solid.
Well, we get the bubble screen here and get the ball. It's a way to get the ball to Bruston. Tyler Ecker and Adrian Arrington, who suffered an injury in this game, was out there with good blocks and a good game.
Chad Henne was really solid in the pass game.
Well, Jim, I think he was. He threw the ball very accurately, and yet we also had some very good catches. But I liked our pass protection. I thought we did an excellent job.
And here, Jason Avant, who I thought was the player of the game, just makes a great catch here to get a first down.
I wouldn't hesitate to say this was Jason's best game at Michigan.
And then you get the fade touchdown. Talk about a great throw, great catch.
Well, just great timing and an outstanding catch. The one thing Jason can do is he can turn his body all the way around and still manage to make catches and a lot of times make it look easy, but they're catches not everybody can make.
That's a 7-0 Michigan lead. And then this is what you see from Northern Illinois. They knocked it out of their own goal line.
Well, they did a good job. We let them get the ball outside our end there. We got up the field and then ducked inside, and they put together a good drive. I think the one thing we did is we hustled to the ball. We've got a lot of young guys in there, and they gained some valuable experience. But our defense stiffened here and kept them out of the end zone.
And keeping them out of the end zone into 7-3, keeping them down, was an important stop.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You come back, and boy, Mike Hart picks off where he left off.
Well, Mike Kaloje and Matt Lentz out in front with good blocks, but Mike Hart, he's just one outstanding football player.
And here you are.
Pass protect on this play right there, a great play by Henne stepping up, but Michael Hart had a great block.
And that's a 3rd and 7 play that you convert, and it gets you to this play, which is a score.
Well, this kid made some guys miss there, which he can do. And we answered a very good drive by Northern with a touchdown drive of our own, and we're at home. It's the way that you want to be and have some control in the game.
At that point, it's 14-3. We move to the second quarter, and this is maybe the play that was most disappointing.
Well, it's the worst play of the game by far, and we had a good defense call. We just did not get a guy to get where he should have been. The ball was, we're forcing it to the outside, and we didn't get out there. And you get a guy with that kind of speed outside the defense. That's how big plays occur.
Makes it 14-10. But in my opinion, this drive coming back, great 3rd down conversion here to Jason Avant, answers is a huge drive in the game.
A great catch by Avant, well blocked play here. And the one thing Michael was able to do. He's got such good vision, low center of gravity, and he's always going forward, Jim.
And here he goes forward into the end zone to make it a 20-10 game.
Well, we got Will Paul at fullback there, a big 260-pounder running behind the right side of our line. Good movement there, and got the ball in the end zone.
Northern won't go away, though, will they?
No, they didn't go away. And here's a little bit of a shovel pass from a little bit different type formation. And Brandon Engelman, I think, caused the fumble here, in some way found a way to get the fumble too. So a great individual play. Brandon Engelman has really had an outstanding fall. I think he's going to develop into a fine safety.
Here's Henny rolling out and gets the ball to Avant again.
Well, I think our offensive coaches did a good job with our plan. We are able now, I think, to get Chad outside and moving outside the pocket, and he's done extremely well. Darnell Hood makes a great play. And Jim, I don't remember ever a punter recovering a punt on a forced fumble.
And that's Ross Ryan coming away with the ball, and it gets the ball back to you, and this allows you to put more points on the board.
Well, speaking of Ross Ryan, he had one great day kicking the ball out of the end zone. And here, Kevin Grady gets his first touchdown at Michigan and cutting back, and the guy that showed some real positive things out there.
The true freshman in there. Good to get him some work.
Well, it was.
He looks like your short yardage back.
Well, I think he can run anytime, and I think he's only going to get better as he gets his experience.
All right. We'll be right back and we'll take a look at the second half. But first, we hear from Adam Krause, a New Orleans native, who talks about this opening game being a bittersweet moment for him.
I had a great time today, but, I'm happy to play. I had a great time. But, the devastation in Louisiana, it's terrible. And I'm praying for everybody that's still down there. And but I had a great time today, and it worked out. And, I'm glad I got my opportunity to play.
Michigan Replay takes you inside the locker room.
We started off kind of slow, but after that big run, we kind of came together and we're just like, how are we going to react to it? How are we going to play after that? So we kind of just came together as a defense and just started creating turnovers and just played like we know we can.
Leon Hall had a fine game, also one of the better secondary guys. You're leading at halftime, and yet it's been a little bit of a struggle. But, in an opening game, that's kind of what you want. You want to have to fight to get it done. And going into the second half, what was your message to the team?
Well, what we wanted to do was kick the ball off and stop them, force a punt, get the ball, and go down and score. And Northern put a drive together here. Here the tight end gets behind our linebacker, and they hit a seam pass in 3-deep zone there. And then John Thompson, a freshman from a redshirt freshman from Detroit, came in and blocked this field goal, Jim, and that I think was one of the big plays of the game. We got great push from a couple of guys up front, and then we put together a very good drive here. Chad hits Jason Avant again for a first down, and we're moving the football.
Here's your young freshman again from Grand Rapids.
Well, we had a good cutback, a big hole. I told Kevin, I said, Kevin, I could have run through that hole. But, and then on 4th and 1, Northern Illinois makes a great play. I think we've got to stop some penetration there, but they had a great defense call and stopped us. And now our defense is on the field again here.
But they come up with a big play.
Prescott Burgess comes off a block and forces the fumble. And I think Brandon Engelman got another one.
Yes, he did. And that gets the ball back to your offense. And it looks like you're going to make a play and score. And the freshman makes a big mistake.
Well, he turns his shoulders. You got to stay square to the line of scrimmage there. And he'll learn from that, Jim. That's one of the lessons at this level you have to learn, and I'm glad he learned it in this game.
Well, there you get a deflected ball from Pat Massey to an interception to Leon Hall, and this time you make good on it. Even though you're unable to score, Garrett Rivas converts.
Well, I think Pat Massey, that's a big play. I thought our pass pressure was pretty good, and we forced the ball to come out, and Leon made a play, and Garrett Rivas hit that ball extremely well.
Here's a great play by Omar Woodley.
Here is a single great individual play. He strips the football from the quarterback. An excellent pass rush, used great technique to come in from behind the quarterback, and then found a way to find the ball.
And then you come back with Matt Gutierrez at quarterback. Great to see him do well.
Well, it is, and he got a chance to play almost all the fourth quarter here, makes an excellent throw, and Avant makes another one of those leaping catches. But it was just great to have Matt Gutierrez get a chance. He's had some bad luck.
And then Rivas comes in and hits another field goal. It's 33-10 at that point. The final ultimately goes to 33-17. You get a victory in your opener. The one thing people were talking about a lot was your defense. And the one thing I would say is that, yeah, maybe there were some yards given up, but they created some turnovers. And those weren't mistakes by the other guys. It was created by the defense.
Well, I think you have to give credit to Northern Illinois. They're a good football team, Jim, and they're going to move the ball on most defenses. But I think we've got to do a better job getting off blocks. We've got some very, very young linebackers in there that got their feet wet today, and they'll improve every game. And we got to get David Harris back in the lineup.
And after all, let's remind folks out there, this is a work in progress. This is the opener.
Well,
you got, 11, 12 more weeks.
Well, I think you want to shut people down, and you certainly don't want teams running the football against you for 200 yards. There's no question we've got to do some things and improve some things. But I like the way we hustled around, and I do think we'll get better as we gain experience.
And clearly, you've got a lot of coaching points that you can make during the week.
Well, there's no question, and our players know that. They nobody was more upset than they were on the big play. But sometimes if a guy bites up hard on play action and they throw the ball over his head, or if you don't have somebody get there, and those are the things that you learn from.
And while the offense was good, there's potential to even have more explosiveness in it, which is kind of scary.
Well, Jim, that's
for you. That's good.
That's certainly the strength of this team. Although I think the other point to make is obviously the turnovers were major in this game. But our special teams really showed some things today that if we can play like that, then we got a chance to do some very good things.
All right, when we come back, a great tradition, singing the victors, learning how. Before we hear that, though, we hear from Chad Henne. Talks about managing a very diverse offense.
We ran the ball, we threw the ball, and if we can get out of the pocket, that's even better. And just throwing different points, and that will just throw the defense off just a little bit.
That's close. That's close to promise. Hail to the victors valiant. Hail. 1, 2, you know what to do. Hail to the victors valiant. Hail.
One of the great traditions of Michigan football is the singing of a rousing version of the victors by the team in the locker room after Wolverine victories. You've seen some of these celebrations here on Michigan Replay. Well, these things don't just happen. For over 30 years, young Michigan players have been taught the art of singing the victors. These days, music school professor emeritus Willis Patterson teaches incoming freshmen about the victors. This important lesson takes place in a full team meeting prior to the season, and head coach Lloyd Carr opens the meeting with an important point about tradition.
The other thing about this tradition is the great spirit here. And nothing anywhere stirs that spirit like the song The Victors. And there's a great conductor named John Philip Sousa. He said it was the greatest fight song ever written.
With that point driven home, Professor Patterson takes over. The freshmen get Patterson's attention first. From the words to the art of singing are the main focus. As freshman running back Kevin Grady found out, you must use your diaphragm to sing properly.
You got to bounce that sound right off your diaphragm. Watch the diaphragm. Hail to the victors valiant. Yeah, you. No, come. Okay.
Hail to the victors valiant.
It didn't bounce it off. It didn't bounce it off. Hail. Yeah.
Hail.
Yes, do it again, to the victors.
Hail to the victors valiant.
Yeah, okay.
Some freshmen, like Mario Manningham, had trouble with the diaphragm thing, despite Dr. Patterson's best efforts.
Hail to the victors valiant. Hail, come on, with me. Hail to the victors valiant. Hail to the conquering.
After much work, the freshmen got the idea, and their first solo effort as a group was performed before the full team.
Hail. Hold on. The first hail is no good. Hail, right off the diaphragm. Come on.
Hail to the victors valiant. Hail to the conquering heroes. Hail, hail to Michigan, the leaders and best.
The entire session is great fun, and Dr. Patterson even calls on his prize pupils to solo for the team.
Hail to the victors valiant. Hail to the conquering heroes. Hail, hail to Michigan, the champions of the West. Yeah, but I want you to hail, hail to Michigan, the leaders and best. Hail to the victors valiant. Hail
It's part of a tradition that lives on, and Dr. Patterson makes sure the team knows singing the victors well is really no different than playing well and winning a game.
And when you come to one of those victorious moments, you ought to get your concentration the same way as it was when you were playing the game. Start on the same pitch, support it, and really convince the people on the other side of the camera that are watching that you really believe this, that you're the victors, you're the champions of the West.
Hail to the victors valiant. Hail to the conquering heroes. Hail, hail to Michigan, the champions of the West.
Thanks to Brian Hartley for putting that thing together.
That's
and that's
wonderful.
great fun. And
Yeah.
learning to say, and that happens every year. The true freshmen get the lesson from Dr. Patterson.
It never changes, and it's always fun.
And it goes back to the days of Bill Ravelli,
Yep.
when Bo brought him in to teach the victors to the true freshmen.
Yep, it was. I think for anybody that's ever been a part of that evening, it's one of the things that, and of course, training camp is so arduous. I mean, it's a tough deal, and so it's a fun night.
It is a fun night indeed. It's going to be a fun week next week. The Wolverines meet the Irish of Notre Dame. When we come back, we'll scout them. That's next, right here on Michigan Replay.
Michigan Replay takes you inside the locker room.
Grew up watching Notre Dame, but ever since I stepped in the classroom here, I've been maize and blue all the way. So I'm ready to go next week.
Well, game 2 of
You remember Casey Ryan?
Casey Ryan?
Played at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's his son, Ross Ryan. Did you know that? I didn't mean to mess the show up, Jim.
You didn't mess the show up, but that was kind of where we were going to go with that when I said game 2 is the Irish at Notre Dame. By the way, did you know that Ross Ryan's father played there?
Well, he played pretty well
But
here.
you obviously knew that.
On
and
Sunday.
And you obviously knew that and spoiled my surprise.
Well, I'm sorry.
Ross Ryan, the kicker, his dad played at Notre Dame. And guess what? The Wolverines and Irish play this coming Saturday.
I see.
And with brand new coach Charlie Weiss, this Irish team is a different character than a year ago.
Well, they certainly looked very good against Pittsburgh.
And Brady Quinn's a quarterback that I think maybe he's ready for his best year, don't you think?
Well, Jim, I don't think there's any question about it. We recruited Brady, tried very hard to get him to come to Michigan, and he's having an outstanding career.
And you like Darius Walker.
I think Darius Walker is one of the best football players in the country. He's a tough guy. He can make you miss. He does so many things that are invaluable to an offensive football team. And this guy, Remo McKnight, has had a great year a year ago and features prominently in their passing attack. A great tight end, all-American tight end candidate, Anthony Fasano.
And they've got some linebackers defensively. We see Brandon Hoyt here. Corey Mays is another good one for them.
I think linebackers that can run and will hit you, they're a good defensive football team.
And here's Zibikowski, steals the ball and goes the distance against Michigan State.
Well, Jim, this guy's a Golden Gloves boxer. He's as tough as they come, and a guy that gives them a lot of toughness in the secondary.
From a standpoint of looking at Notre Dame with the new coach and Charlie Weiss, do you look at film of a New England team in their first game against Pittsburgh? Is that how you get a sense of what Notre Dame's going to be?
Well, certainly we've studied a lot of New England film. We've talked to a lot of people that have played, coached against Charlie Weiss. And you know, the thing is that he's going to do what his personnel allows him to do. He's going to make a lot of changes from week to week based on what he sees in the defensive team he's playing.
The one thing you talked about before we sat down to tape the show was you like their offensive line. Their offensive line is big, physical, and they'll knock you around, and they'll try to run it down your throat, won't they?
Jim, this is a talented football team, and offensively with Brady Quinn back there, a guy like Walker, who's also an outstanding receiver. They've got some weapons offensively, and I think the thing that gives them a chance to really be good is their toughness up front.
And that really plays to what you've got to do this week in preparation, is get that defense a little bit more stingy.
Well, there's no question. We've got to make some corrections. We've got to do some things that we've got to do much better than we did on Saturday, that's for sure.
That's the name of that tune, and gosh, I can't wait. It's going to be a great one. If you like college football, you got to love Michigan, Ohio State. Make sure or Michigan, Notre Dame. Don't miss a minute.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
Don't stop it. You're making me nervous again. Don't miss a minute of it. Next week, same time, same place, right here on Michigan Replay.
Michigan Replay has been brought to you in part by Pepsi. It's the Cola. By Sirius Satellite Radio. And by Big Boy Restaurants. Big Boy makes you say, oh boy.